Good morning. You have things you remember, and sometimes you sort of remember them. There was the coffee shop that I went to, the chocolate factory coffee place down there on Main Street in Carmel, and they were playing a Tommy Two-Tone song. And I grew up, as I was listening to the song, trying to think of the phone number when I grew up. The phone number was 8675355, but the Tommy Two-Tone song was 8675309, which is really close to the phone number I had as a kid. But what I was thinking about was the dreary sky today. Look at that thing. Oh, there's a little blue over there. It's an impressive dreary sky. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's impressive, and that's pretty much what Indiana migrates toward, probably is at the end of this month and through April. And you can let that affect you in different ways or not. It's just your choice. It's how you perceive each day affects the way you live that day. But what it made me think of is in Genesis 9:16, one of the most horrible and destructive, maybe I don't know, I have to think about that, events in history was the flood. And think about, it's my ADD kicking in. My opinion is that was the second reconfiguration of planet Earth that I can see in the Bible. And so there was this Earth that was created in a really cool way. Then it was kind of rearranged because of sin, and then it was rearranged a second time because of sin. And so this is what we have after man screwed it up a couple times. So it's pretty impressive if you think that way. But that wasn't what I was talking about. That's just me on a rampage. So in Genesis 9:16, after God put Noah's boat on a mountain place where it's resting on dry land, and he was getting ready to he'd already charged them to go repopulate the earth. But he talked about the rainbow, and he said, I'll put the bow in the sky, and as often as I see it, I'll remember my covenant between you and creation, basically. I'll remember my covenant, he said. Now think about this. A covenant is a huge deal that's seldom talked about in most Christian circles. But basically you can have a kind of a reciprocal covenant where I give you something, you give me something. But at the end, we become one in a covenant. And so to go into a covenant with somebody was life-changing. That's why in a marriage, a marriage is a covenant relationship, that's why there's a name change involved. It's the depths of the idea of a covenant, for which our culture knows very little about it. But when God said, I will remember my covenant whenever I see the rainbow, it caused me to think the other day, my guess is there is a rainbow somewhere 100% of the time. And he can see all. And so as a matter of fact, he remembers that covenant all the time, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, that's cool. But even more so important than that is how much do you think he thinks about the covenant for which he made with you and me by our belief in Jesus as Messiah? Do you think he thinks about that occasionally, or do you think that's on his mind all the time? Do you think he smiles when he thinks about our relationship with him? I do. I think he thinks it's a big deal. So when you see the rainbow the next time, rather than think about the flood, set your mind on the idea that the creator of the universe thinks you're a big deal, and he's smiling all the time when he sees you because you are a big deal to him. Have a great day. Sorry about the ramblings today. See ya.